Thank you very much. And one of the things that I was very positive with, when you use the terminology completed budget, as you were introducing things, do we have that, a completed budget with expectation of moving through this process now?
We are very close. We have another bill after this. We have, I anticipate another Ways and Means meeting after we vote on these two bills. And as I mentioned, the staff are working out really just some of the minor differences between the houses and the governor. And I fully expect that tomorrow we will continue, as the night goes through, and tomorrow we'll continue and have a completed budget.
One of the things the Rules Committee just met and accepted messages on these two bills that we are going to be dealing with tonight. Do you anticipate that there are going to be messages required for any of the rest of the bills that will make up the final budget?
Yes, I would, since they are, they're just, only one I think is just going in, one additional one going into print, probably as we speak, or maybe has been in print, and the others will obviously through the night, as in order to vote on them, we will need messages.
So where we are, even though we haven't seen everything yet, we're seeing more, and we'll be hopefully dealing with more yet tonight and into tomorrow. But do we know how much we spend in this budget at this point in the process?
Yes, and I think even though these are, I would say preliminary numbers, they are, I would think, very close to where we will end up, particularly since some of the discussions are related to language less than, not always related to money. So I'm happy to go, if you'd like to go through some of those numbers, I'd be happy to do so.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind at least giving us the different funds of the state and how much we anticipate spending once we enact the budget.
So for the general fund right now, we are proposing that the enacted budget will be $75,368. The state operating funds will be $100,089. The state funds will be $112,574, and the all funds budget would be $168,313.
And all of those numbers you would put in the billions?
Oh, right. Yes, certainly. Yes.
And so when we look at the spending in all funds compared to a year ago, where will we be? Increase, decrease?
There will be increases in the, there will be growth from over last year's
And
budget.
do you have the amount on all funds?
Yes. The all funds budget would be 2.36.
Over a year ago?
Oh, over last year, yes.
And that's what'll add up to the 168.3. The governor has, in the state operating funds, has had a self-imposed limit that of 2%. Does the $100.1 billion spending, does that stay within that 2% cap from year to year?
Yeah, yes, it is exactly 2% over last year.
Thank you, and I'm sure we'll discuss more of the specific numbers, but I at least wanted to get an idea of where you anticipate the spending for 18-19 as we begin to debate the overall budget. One of the issues that I would like to raise within this specific bill is related to the governor had a proposal on the dormitory authority to provide financing and construction services for detention and residential facilities certified by OCFS. And he had mentioned that that would be for raise the age facilities. Can we confirm now that that is the purpose of that language and allowing the dormitory authority to do that?
Yes, that's the intention.
I also see in this bill that the governor had proposed to make the shared services program, the county shared services programs, permanent in the budget, but this budget would only extend them till 2021. I guess my question would be, are we doing it to 2021 because of some pushback from the counties or input from them on how they perceive this? Or what was the reason for not accepting the governor's permanency?
I think just as negotiations went on, this was where we landed with the 3-year extension.
One of the things I also understand from this program, counties put together plans as directed by law and included many of their officials, including county executives, administrators, et cetera, to lead that process. And many of the counties took this very seriously and put together extremely comprehensive plans, included a lot of things. They held working groups, put together lots of suggestions, and some of those then became super comprehensive, totally impossible to succeed in putting that all together in a single year. I'm concerned that with wording in this budget, some of those counties that now may have maybe enacted 2 or 3 or adopted 2 of those 3 shared services, but now want to move to doing some of the other ones, that they won't be eligible or may not be eligible for some of the incentive dollars for doing those cost savings.
So there, as you may know, there's $225 million set aside for the savings of the savings incurred by the shared services. The payments are for 1 year, but if it's a new project, then in year 2, if there's a new project, then they can receive funding in that's for those services, even though it's the same.
Even though it might have been included in the plan.
Yes, it relates to the year of the savings, not the year it was proposed.
Okay, I hope that is the case, so that those municipalities will be able to take full advantage of that. Moving on, one of the other programs that is in this bill is the Secure Choice Savings Program. And I'd just like to clarify a few things around that program. One, is that a fully opt-in program both for employer and employee?
Yes, both first the employer would have to opt in, and then once an employer is opted in, any of the employees with that employer then have the option to join the program.
And are there any state dollars that are being applied to this program or needed for the startup of it?
Right? Yes. I just want to clarify. Yes, we start with $4 million just for the setup of the fund, but those monies will be reimbursed back from the fund once it begins to accept deposits from individuals.
So in the end, you don't anticipate any cost to the taxpayers of New York,
Correct.
and you don't see any cost to the employers who might
Correct.
start the program other than time of employees perhaps to give support to their individuals.
Right, correct. It's just the initial support of the state to get the fund up and running. The
Thank-
program up and running. Short
Thank you
story.
very much.